Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of some ages, welcome to UPR Unpopular Review Entertainment section, where today, as our very own Wolfpack Trio, is not really a Wolfpack Trio on today, but we'll talk about that later on. But today we will be reviewing Superman 3. Now, if you notice us, if you know us, we've been doing these. We've been doing one, we've been doing two, and we do each and every Superman right now up until the new one that's coming out soon. So coming out soon in July. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring in my two guys. On my left is our very own Vic, and also on my bottom, as you can see, that we don't have Mike Knox, who's normally here to tell you about No Man Against Amazonian Women, but we do have the executive consultant that is gracing with us on today, talking about this movie. I told him about my kind of sort of take in the background in the back earlier, but we're gonna get into it. First of all, Superman 3 is entrepreneur Ross Webster teams up with a computer genius in order to realize his own evil intentions. When Superman obstructs his plans, he decides to destroy them. This movie has Christopher Reeves in it, starring also Richard Pryor, also Margaret Kidder, and was directed by Richard Lester, who also directed the second movie. What was y'all take when you first watched this movie?
If I don't mind, Vic, I'm sorry. If you don't mind me going first, let me go first real quick. First of all, I want to make something perfectly clear.
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Man, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
He talks about, stuff to happen backstage and back scenes before we got on air, but Real doesn't want to realize we started this shit, right? No ma'am was me, Vic, Willie, and Mike, right? You're too young. You don't know about Al Bundy. You're too young. Okay, so I don't know.
No. Al Bundy was popular in the 90s. Al Bundy was popular in the 90s.
You was just too young to appreciate.
You're too young to know it, though. You were too young. If you were born in the 90s, you were too young.
I would say I was too young to I should not have known it, but I knew it.
You were one of the ones giving DX chops in elementary school. I see. All right,
I was.
So that's all I want to say. Go ahead, Vic.
Well, this was a reach. I'll say that because, clearly Superman 1 and 2 were pretty successful, and it looks like they just were filling a void, and they were just going far to try to figure out what to do. I think that some of this stuff is in the comics, and I think that they literally added Richard Pryor because Richard Pryor was like the hottest thing back in the early 80s. So, a lot of this, there was a lot of comedy going on in here, and a lot of it was cheesy. Some of it was funny. A lot of it was cheesy. And, but the story wasn't necessarily that bad. But at the same time, like, one thing that I'm realizing now is that at least back then, I think it was the music that really hooked us all into this Superman, because like every single time, like
the orchestra, the horn,
every time he's gliding somewhere or doing something, every single time, like he turns around, and then he jumps, and then he hits, everything. And I don't know if it's now that I realize that, because we don't necessarily, we still have music, but like I don't think they use music as much to set the mood as they did back then. Now
I would say the main ones that still do is definitely Star Wars. Star Wars franchise still do it. Of course the MCU was doing it here and there depending on which movie.
But like for example, we don't have a signature sound for Iron Man or for Captain America.
Iron Man has his own song, so that.
No, but what I'm saying is just that, like, when it comes to this Superman, the thing that people remember the most is the song. That's you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and they even well, you know what? DC funny thing is DC is known for doing that because you also got Batman when
Facts.
the TV show came out.
Batman. Pow, zat, zoink. Those are the days.
But more information about this movie. Also, this movie came out before I was born because this came out June 17th, 1983. The budget for this movie was $39 million. Box office hit $80 million. So thanks to Richard Pryor and Christopher Reeve for making it that popular. So guys, I'm gonna start with EC. But what any favorite parts, any favorite moments? What did you like? What did you specifically dislike?
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, that's on me. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
I said.
let me address some things. One, Superman 3 was not as popular as you think. Superman 3 is actually critically and fandom-wise unpopular. It was voted one of the worst Superman movies. So I can't say that. They made a lot of money, and thank God, because $39 million at that time was a lot of money. And I can actually see it in that time. That movie was big budget at that time. I could see it. Because as Vic so eloquently put, there was a lot of da-da-da-da-da, because there was a lot of scenes where he was da-da-da-da-da. A lot of scenes where he was just randomly, in my opinion, went out of the plot of the movie to save people. And I know that's his thing. He has to save people. But it's like, you're just putting this in there just to put it in. No bearing on the plot whatsoever. Yeah, and I think sometimes they ran out of budget. I'm sorry?
No, I agree. Because even in the beginning, it was like that. It was like with the car, with the man in the car, and it was about to flip.
Like, what are you doing? They even had to dumb down the budget, I think, in the end. I think they went a little over budget. So they had to, I think there was one scene where Richard Pryor's character, I think Gus is his name, had to describe exactly what Superman was doing instead of showing the entire scene because they had to cut some stuff down. The whole little missile sequence where they turned it into a video game. It's a lot of stuff that they were. Fun fact: this machine that they built, the computer, was actually supposed to be Brainiac, but they had to change it to what it was. And I think a movie could have been better if they actually stuck with the Brainiac thing. But like I said, there was so much to this movie that just felt a little discombobulated. I feel like this movie could have been a lot better. And we'll talk more about that when I get to final thoughts, if that's something we still do. I've been out of UPRE for quite a while, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little out of practice, but let's go ahead and do it. Did you hear anything I said, Vic? Did you hear anything I said, Vic?
I think Vic's muted.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I asked you a question. Did you hear it?
What was the question? No, I didn't.
You're not paying attention? I told you you act like a boring. I'm a boring.
I mean,
is that what you're?
I mean, maybe not on the entertainment side, because you actually pretty wholesome. This is a different type of EC. This is a more wholesome EC.
I haven't seen final thoughts. Here's my thing.
Wait, I didn't hear the question. What was the question?
Oh, I was just joking. I was busting your chops. So favorite scenes. Let's talk about least favorite scenes. I didn't like him fighting himself. That just made no sense. I didn't.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. That was kind of.
I was confused. I was like,
I can see they were trying to act like he was having an internal battle, but then they acted like, no, that was a completely different person. But we know it's not a completely different person just because you're Kryptonite. Basically, I hate to say it because we're family friendly now, but I'm not cursing, so let's just be real. So he took part in Devil's Green, but it wasn't real. It was fentanyl. And because of that, he went on and he became this person who's sleeping with random women. Now, I'm not going to blame him for that. But then when she says, hey, you remember the other night? Oh, that wasn't me. Like, that's rape. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't.
That's not.
That's rape. She took advantage of Superman in his weakened state.
But she raped him?
She raped him, yeah.
But she did. I mean, by the law and definition, maybe. But she
didn't go to jail.
In 1983, she ain't going to no jail.
Yeah, I was saying.
In 1983, she ain't going to jail. But
she ain't going to no jail. Let Superman show up.
She ain't going to jail. 2025.
Let Superman show up at the precinct in 2025, talking about, yo, I was SA'd. Shoe fly, Superman.
No, they would put her in handcuffs. They would put her in
I mean,
handcuffs.
Superman. Like how you
First of all, you trying to turn this into Superman 3 SVU. Shoe fly.
Well, I mean, look, here's my point. Let's talk about some good scenes.
Benson.
Yeah, about that. Please.
I got one. So here's another fun fact about this movie, because I knew a lot about this movie before. I've seen it before. I haven't really watched it as an adult, but let's go ahead and talk about it. There was a contract negotiations that went sour with Margot Kidder, who plays Lois Lane in this movie, right? So she was actually going to get cut out, but they made up for it the last minute around shooting time. But after that, they already had everything shot and done ready for Lana, which is why his love interest in this movie is Lana, and he pretty much just what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. Yeah, it wasn't even side chick. She wasn't getting February 15th. She was getting February 22nd, right? Like there was nothing. He paid it to give her no mind in this movie, which is completely different from the second one. And when you see the fourth one, it's completely different because originally she wasn't going to be in this movie.
Okay.
So my favorite scene is.
So what was the whole point with Brad? Because
Brad was just
I did not understand that either.
It can't be easy for Clark. So you had to throw some little competition in there, even though realistically,
she didn't even want Brad.
Competition. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
She didn't even want him. Like, she kept hanging up on him, and I was just like,
"You preach it to the choir." He was not getting it. He was drunk. Also, I guess she just like she could have sexually assaulted him. I don't know, but the bottom line
we are not finna make her.
She could have. You don't know.
We are not finna make this woman a
they're in Kansas.
Moment.
The closest precinct is like 15 miles away. Like, come on, look. All I know is it's very hard to find a best scene in this movie for me, but you keep on going. Go ahead.
No, it really is very hard. It really kind of hard.
Best scene. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I thought him freezing the lake and then picking up the lake, and then I thought that was.
Let's talk about him damaging Earth's nature. Right? He froze an entire lake. Who gave him that right?
Well, I mean,
the damn nuclear thing was about to blow up. Like he had.
So hey, look,
they had to get a water
collateral
source.
damage. Collateral damage is collateral damage.
He can go freeze a piece of the ocean and then go come back and bring it in to fill that lake.
Don't you think that lake was helping some crops and animals and humans? You know, now he's putting them in jeopardy.
Yeah, so he could go get some water from a glacier, right at his.
I'm pretty sure,
and bring it back down. Like he could replace that water.
I'm pretty sure in the deleted scene there was him melting the ice, so it's back to normal. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. In Superman 1, this man flew around so fast around the Earth that he went back in time, right?
Oh yeah.
You mean to tell me he could go to an ocean or something and get enough water to stop that in a matter of 1 minute?
It was the closest body of water he had, so
he couldn't find one that wasn't going to have.
So he could go get another one and replace it. I'm just saying,
exactly.
you get 1 cup of water, you can go refill it with another cup. Like, stop being so.
I'm making excuses for this man. You
first
are
of all, no, because you sitting there
pretending like is that what you
talking about? First of all, the music.
Sitting here talking about being
every superhero has its own music. Every superhero has its own music. Even today, Spider-Man, Man of Steel. When you get to Man of Steel, you'll find out they have some bomb music, right? Batman, all the Batmans had the music, except for the Batman. If anybody knows the song Taps, they should have played that when the Batman was on. But anyway, the bottom line is Superman, cape, end credits. That's what I want to talk about. Vic, I think you were talking about your favorite scenes, though.
Well, I mean that and the Superman fight, the fight between drunk Superman and regular Superman. I thought that in the junkyard, I thought that was interesting. But now that you talk about
he was high and thought he was seeing himself and decided to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
I was still confused.
I mean, like,
I ain't like.
You know what though? I bet you there's a lot of people that lived through the 70s and on all those acid trips that probably appreciated that.
So we agree that Superman was on acid.
Mm-hmm.
The acid was.
He was on something.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. That Johnny Walker. I mean, he was taking shots at Johnny Walker. Now I don't know about Johnny Walker back then in the 80s, but the thing is still powerful to this day. So
I mean,
who knows what was in it?
Everything was
pure.
pure.
83 could have been lace or something.
Everything was purer back then. a lot purer, way less chemicals.
Go ahead.
So
See, but anyway, well, guys, we really don't need a commercial break because we mostly know about most of this movie. My favorite moments in this movie, Richard Pryor. That's about it.
Don't y'all commercial break. Y'all run the next show y'all doing?
we're doing Superman 4 next movie.
No, we'll run a commercial then.
Yeah, we'll run one commercial, and then we'll be right back and letting y'all know our final takes. And are we going to give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Even though some of us,
spoiler alert,
even though some of us already got on my mind of. This is the Wolfpack. This is the Wolfpack on UPRE, and we'll be right back after these messages. That wasn't it.
Okay. Let me help you out.
The greatest threat to Superman is Lex Luthor.
Smarter than I thought. We can make the world safe for war profits.
He's created the ultimate weapon to annihilate the Man of Steel.
You'd risk worldwide nuclear war for your own personal financial gain. Nobody wants war. I just want to keep the threat alive.
Dude of Steel. Where are you gonna get it?
You know you're a workaholic. Why don't you stop and smell the roses, huh?
Superman 4, his most important adventure, the quest for peace.
And yes, you will catch us reviewing that next week. As well as like we said before, we're gonna be doing each and every Superman, and
it just gets worse. Every time I think about how bad Superman 3 is, I see Superman 4, and I see that scene where he's rebuilding the China Wall, and I'm like,
okay, so I've never seen any of these Supermans. I've never really seen.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Any Superman, but from the trailer, it looked promising. Now I'm gonna be disappointed. Thanks a lot. Like it was looking promising.
My pleasure.
I was like, oh.
Let me not hurt your feelings by letting you know this movie is trash. Right? Let me not do that.
Well, I was hoping at least it was better than 3, because 3 right now.
You like Johnny Walker, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, take a couple shots of that before you watch it.
No.
Because the first time I saw it, I looked just like this guy over here.
That's funny.
That's crazy. But anyway, so we're gonna close out real quick. We're gonna close out real soon. Guys, real quick before we do our votes, final thoughts about this movie. We already know that EC probably has the same final thoughts as his starting thoughts when he first went on this rant. So I'm gonna let Vic go first, and then I'm gonna let you have the floor, EC.
Well, let's see. It clearly isn't the best Superman, but then at the same time, it really reminds me of the fact that like we weren't impressed by very little back then. Watching it back 40 years later, you know, your expectations can't be high. So, but then at the same time, like I remember seeing this a lot on Channel 11 reruns with commercials a million times, and what consistently hooked everybody was the music. This right here, I mean, putting Richard Pryor as a computer genius that's also a con man is kind of hilarious. I mean, I did like the scene where he was with Brad and getting Brad drunk and then acting half drunk, you know. So like they really didn't put a lot of attention to detail in here. They just pretty much threw a bunch of stuff in there and sold it because it was Superman 3. Like, and I really think that Richard Pryor is the one who just got the asses in the seats, and they just had a regular story and they made their money back and then some. You know what I mean? I'll give it a thumbs up because, like, if I'm drunk, I will put on this movie just to make fun of it. You know what I mean? Like if I had the DVD, and I mean if we still use DVDs, but you know what I mean.
Well, it's on HBO Max, so
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
my bad. It's not even called HBO Max anymore. It's Max.
Nice.
All right, EC.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
So I watched it, and I'm trying to figure out why Clark Kent is just running around in the phone booth for the first 5 minutes. Kind of stupid, kind of annoying. He shattered a kid's dream by taking pictures and cutting off the bottom part. That was just not fair. But
he was changing. He had a secret identity. Like
shattered the kid's dreams. Shattered the kid's dreams. Let me tell you something. This movie might have got a thumbs up if it wasn't for one character. One character I could not stand. One character that I really just wanted to just go to the screen and there was a character called Ricky. Lana Lang's son was the most annoying piece of crap I've ever seen in my entire life. The most annoying piece of crap. Like, what made? First of all, he's spoiled, right? You can tell who raised him because the man is spoiled as crap. Like, first of all, can I get an autograph of Superman? This man saved your life. Why do you think you deserve an autograph? He saved your life because you were stupid, right? Stupid. Almost got yourself killed. Superman saved you. He got other people saved. He got lakes to freeze, right? So instead of letting this man save the planet, he decided to go ahead and say, I want an autograph. And then he brings all his little geek, stupid little friends in the whole city of Smallville or Townsville, or wherever the hell it is. And they just throw a parade for him, which leads to the Kryptonite. So it's his fault. It's his fault. Because why are we rewarding bad behavior? As a father, I don't appreciate this. You do not reward bad behavior. He was a brat. He's a spoiled brat. Vic, you think I'm done? I'm not done. Let me tell you what else this little kid did. Let me tell you what else this little whippersnapper did. He, after Superman, is plucking little rocks into Jack Daniels bottles and stuff like that. It clearly says, leave me the F alone, right? Which I think was fair. Leave me the F alone. You know what that means? Somebody tells me leave me the F alone. That means I leave the F alone. Especially the man is 29,000 times stronger than me. Leave me the F alone. No, not Ricky. Not this kid. No. What does he do? He pushes his mom out the way. Oh, no, he's going to talk to me. He's going to talk to me. You can hear me. You have super hearing. You can hear me. God, I wanted to slap that little kid. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, little brat? Somebody needs to take him behind the woodshed. Somebody needs to send this man to military school. Somebody needs to be a parent and say, stay out of the grown man's business. Thumbs down.
Okay.
Wow. Well, with that being said, it was very expressive, but unfortunately, this movie was let's be honest. The movie, I give it a thumbs down. It was boring. Kid, right? The movie was boring outside of Richard Pryor, who I felt like carried the movie in its entirety. And I mean, Christopher Reeve Christopher Reeve never struck me as a good actor in a sense. He just has a great look. He has a great build. He has the great build of a Superman, but him acting wise as Superman, I mean, I kind of get it. He fits the nature of like how Superman is written, but it's just not. He's not entertaining me in a sense. But like I said, Richard Pryor.
Talk about how what's his face got off scot-free.
Who, Gus?
Yeah. Why did he get off scot-free?
Because he saved Superman.
Oh, that makes it all right after you get all the crap? Oh,
yes.
He built the computer. He's over here.
Look.
He gave him the kryptonite, right? That Ricky was called for.
Because he's Richard Pryor.
Everybody gets a second chance, right?
Oh,
everybody gets a second chance.
Because he's Richard Pryor.
Everybody gets a second chance.
Greatest comedian.
All gotta do is make people laugh.
That's what Dave Chappelle got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me.
Straight up. He can get away with murder. He's the only one that can get away with talking about trannies.
He could have
You know
second
that.
chances.
He really is.
It's
He-
called,
He's the only one that can
5
do that.
years. It's called 5 to 10, 2 years parole, good behavior. That's what it's called. That's a second chance. He needed to go to jail.
No, he didn't.
he got a second
He made
chance.
Superman laugh, so he's good.
He saved Superman's life, which means
know
he
what?
saved the world.
I know
He
what R. Kelly
saved
did
the
wrong.
world. He saved
the
the world.
He should have been a comedian. Oh, but Bill Cosby is a comedian. You know what? I know it is. It's the 20th century shit. That's what's going on.
I
It's
bet
the
you
20th
people
century.
still watching
The
clips of the
21st will be
Cosby
okay.
Show.
I mean,
People
I
still
ain't gonna lie,
watching
I still
clips of the
watch- I
Cosby
watch-
Show.
I watch a
People
different
still
world right
listening to
now.
R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Even though it's
I ain't gonna lie. Now I ain't gonna lie. I never really just listened to R. Kelly just to listen to him before all this came out. Like I always acknowledge him as his artistry and everything, but he just was never like I just never really listened to him in a sense. I was a Boyz II Men person and Drew Hill.
Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. But I'm just saying, entertainers can get away with murder.
Well, apparently Ricky must have been making a lot of people laugh.
I mean, look, Donald Trump made a lot of people laugh.
Only, you know, I miss
He
you.
get away with
this.
murder.
I
Yeah,
miss
we'll
you,
get to that.
PRE, because I forgot every movie. You know, it could be Rescue Rangers, and somehow Vic will bring something political into this shit. All right, go ahead. Go
All right.
ahead.
With that being said, we all gave this a 2 thumbs down, 1 thumbs up. That's how we do
So,
it
so
here.
what you're telling me is nothing has changed. Vic can still gives. Vic can still give a
I
thumbs.
think this is my second. I think this is only my second movie I've given a thumbs down.
Oh my god!
I think this is my second movie, but
Vic will trash a movie for 14 minutes and
it's still giving a thumbs up. It's still giving the thumbs up.
I found a reason to watch it. If I was drunk,
Oh, God.
and I wanted to make fun of something, I would watch this movie.
Well, if you
It has
get
a
drunk,
function.
make sure you fight your dark side.
Facts.
That was a little racist, but with all being said and done, please y'all like, subscribe, and also like our Patreon as well. Like us on all streaming platforms and everything. And like we said before, next week we will be continuing our Superman watch-a-thon with Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, and we'll hope that some of us will find solitude in watching this, apparently because it's trash. But with that being
Speaking of
said,
trash, y'all doing this until the next Superman movie comes out, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, trash. All right, go ahead.
But with that being said, y'all, peace on behalf of EC, on behalf of Vic, and on behalf of myself, aka Freckle Sensei, aka the light-skinned one, the enlightened one. We're out of here, and please, once again, watch us next week as we doing Superman 4. Pray for me because I got to deal with these old ass movies. Anyway, bye. Thank you.